You alright guys, it's David Clayton from KZR Racing once again, and welcome back to my F1 Manager 22 career mode for round number 6 of Season 2 today at the Spanish Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, do feel free to check out my channel. The playlist will be there along with all previous episodes. Going into this race, spoiler alert for the last race, it was pretty solid race actually. We qualified well with Pierre and ended up finishing P6 in the end, I believe it was, which was still pretty good all things considered. I never expected Pierre to hold his position in the end, but he spent the entire race actually racing George Russell all the way up to the finish line, so it's encouraging signs on Pierre's side of the garage. Sebastian is still a little bit lacklustre. He finished just outside the points again, but eventually, hopefully if the car comes good a little bit more, then Sebastian will slowly start making his way up. So we have a driver development point for Gasly. So at the moment we are lacking on the defending mainly, so we will up that. Compare drivers. So at the moment, yeah, can't really do much with that. I need to find, there we go, Jack Doohan has an experience point, so we will up the smoothness again. Smoothness is by far his lowest stats, so we're going to keep chipping away there. Vettel doesn't have any development points. The staff, yep, we've got development points for the staff, so let's go on the chassis for T Chong. That takes him up to 79. Head of aerodynamics, Salim. Let's have a look. Low speed down. It's high speed downforce that's been affected the most next year, so we'll focus our time on that. And then Chris Cronin, Sebastian's engineer, more on the feedback. And we haven't got anything for Ben Mitchell, so that's okay there. Engineering team 15, design center level 4, scouting team not too far, pit crew. Okay, we're 81 on the tyre changes, so let's focus on front and rear jacks this time. Get them trained up on there. So let's go to the inbox. Post-race debrief, calling of car 1, which is Sebastian, and defending for Pierre Gasly, so that's all done. I need to focus a little bit more on the cooling side of things for my research for next year's car. Exceeding expectations, yep. Post overview of the Miami Grand Prix, yep. Yeah, the cooling issue, I focused, those of you who saw the pre-season for Season 2, I didn't focus anything on the cooling side of it. I literally just focused everything on performance just to get the car up to a reasonable spot. So we're in a position where not much, we're pretty stagnant at the moment. Gearbox in poor condition for Sebastian. Oh wow, that is in bad condition. Right, so change, we're going to put him onto gearbox number 2. Go back, let's have a look at Gasly. Yeah, he had his crash at Jeddah really damaged that gearbox, so I don't really want to put that back in. So, and Sebastian's engine is getting a bit worn, so we're going to put him onto his second engine. Yeah, we're going to be taking a few penalties, I get the feeling, over the course of this season due to the cooling, but it is what it is. That's the price that we paid for the performance gain, but I am confident that the guys can manage. ERS, they're still pretty good on the ERS, so we'll leave that alone. Car development, everything's still going on. So we've got the front wing and the rear wing isn't going to be here until after Spain anyway, and the underfloor research is going on still, so let's we got 10 million at the moment. What can we do? Factory Yeah, 14.5 million for the factory level 4. What about wind tunnel? 12 million. Yeah, any big major upgrades are going to cost a boatload of money that we haven't got to afford. Suspension simulator, I'll need to refurbish that before I do anything. Completely forgot that was down. Race simulator, team hub. Get a little bit more morale on staff and drivers. We'll do this. We'll upgrade the team hub, get them going. And then operations facility, boardroom, team attractiveness, hospitality area, team attractiveness. And memorabilia room, 586k. Yeah, just boost the staff and drivers. What about the weather centre? That's 1.5. 2.85 and 2.5. The weather centre is definitely going to help us more long term, so I think that'll be the best option now. So just little bits and pieces to the facilities, nothing too crazy, but we're still thinking long term at the moment. We're still like ways off where we want to be, which is fighting for the championship, but we're still doing just little improvements bit by bit is the main thing we're after. So we're going to do the race prep for going into the practice hub now. Light rain for practice 3 or qualifying, one of those two. So now, what we're going to do, I said I would alternate with it between Sebastian and Pierre. So we're going to get Jack in the car for practice 1 and simulate that session. So now that's all done. So a little bit of an underperformance from Jack there, not going to lie. He's usually a little bit further up than normal. And only 38% on setup confidence. So let's go through and have a look at Sebastian first. Wow, still the same thing. 3 bads and 2 goods it has been. Right, give me a moment to set this up, guys. Right, we'll see how this works for Sebastian. I've got him more towards traction and braking stability on the extreme right-hand side. Whereas for cornering, I'm trying to go a little bit more towards the middle. But we'll have to see how that works out. Same as what we've always done before. Hard tyres for 20 laps. And then driving options. Keep him easy on the tyres. And then for Pierre, what has Jack said? Okay, we're great on braking stability, but bad on oversteer, bad on straights, bad on cornering. Give me a moment to work this out, guys. Okay, we're going to try this out with Pierre. I've kept the braking stability as close to the great as it can be, while giving Pierre a little bit more cornering to work with. So let's go same as Sebastian, 20 laps and light on the hard tyres. We're not going over the top, we just want to get the setups just right for this session, or as close as to right we can. So we'll skip through to the end of the practice and see how things go, and I'll let you guys keep you guys updated if anything does happen. Well, that's the end of practice 3. Managed to get Seb on a last gasp flying lap, just to see how well the car did. Gasly was still down here because I had a bit of difficulty trying to get his setup just right, but we did get it up to 83 in the end. Only 75% track acclimatization, unfortunately, but we are doing the best we can. On that front, Gasly is still Gasly still has a decent amount of pace though, so it's not going to affect him too much. But going into qualifying now, I think this is where the light rain is supposed to be. So, yep, there you go. There's the intermediate tyres. So, we're going to put them on for 4 flying laps. 4 flying laps or 3? Yeah, we'll do 4 flying laps for both of them. So, let's do that and 4 laps for Gasly. So I don't know how long the rain's going to last, so we'll have to see how they go. So we'll go through into qualifying now and see how well they do on their runs. Okay, we're coming up to the end of the Q1 session. The track has dried out after initial intermediate runs, so we're going to watch Sebastian as he crosses the line. He's in P11 at the moment, but he's the first one out there. Ignore that. And as he goes across the line, and he goes up to P1 for the moment. I know he's going to fall back down the order because everyone else is doing the same. So we're going to put him back on all of that. And we're going to follow Gasly. He's, as you can see, he's improved as well. And there you go. Alonso, Ocon and Magnussen have already gotten up ahead of Vettel. As has Russell, obviously. Zhou did not, though. So that's encouraging signs. All the faster cars are definitely getting ahead of Sebastian. Gasly should get ahead of Sebastian as well as he crosses the line. And he goes up to P4. But Vettel's still P8 at the moment because Ricciardo and Norris have not gotten ahead of him. Neither has Stroll. Sainz predictably did, as will Leclerc. Right, we're coming up to the end of their second runs now. Sebastian has improved in both sectors. Gasly has not improved. So that is... I'm hoping Gasly doesn't end up getting knocked out as well here. Alonso and Russell have finished their times, but they have not improved over Gasly. We'll ignore that from Sebastian. He goes 12th at the moment. He's ahead of Norris. I don't think Zhou's going to improve on that. Meanwhile, Gasly, he goes... Oh, he improved in the final sector and goes P6. So that's not too bad. Oh no, Zhou's went and got ahead of Alonso there. That's annoying. So Vettel will stay P13 and that's where he will start for the race. And then we have Gasly up here. Still best of the rest at the moment. He's ahead of Russell. Russell's had a shocker of a season, I'm not going to lie. He's actually been really bad as opposed to what Hamilton's been doing. But, well, we'll skip through to... it's only Gasly now, so we'll skip through to Q3 and see how well they do. How well we can get Gasly on the grid. Okay, we just had Gasly's first run. He got held up a little bit by Russell coming out the pit lane. But it has just started raining. So, talk about changing things up Talk about changing things up. Leclerc and Verstappen's just managed to get ahead of us, so he managed to get his lap in before the rain's gotten even worse. Everyone else, though... Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, Alonso. I don't think they're going to get ahead of us because of this rain. They're going so slowly. So, at the moment, yeah, it's going to rain until the end of qualifying. And you can see the track dampness on the right-hand side is just going up and up and up. So I don't think there's any more point in going out. We've set our time. And look at that. Hamilton 5 seconds off pole. Magnussen 9. Sainz is just trundling around. He's going to finish his lap, but I don't think it's going to do him any good. There's Perez and Alonso. So the two home favourites are going to be starting from the bottom half of the top 10. And there you see, yeah, 15 seconds behind the pole for Sainz. So Alonso's not going to be much better. 18 seconds. And then Perez, he's going to be over 20 seconds, I would imagine, with how wet the track is. There you are, 21 seconds. So this rain, if you look at the graph here on the top, above Gasly, that rain is not going away. So what you see on the left-hand side in the top left, guys, is your classification. That is your grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. So Leclerc will start on pole with Verstappen on the front row. Gasly, through sheer intervention of Mother Nature, has managed to get into P3 alongside Bottas on the second row. And then the two Mercedes still lock out the third row of the grid. And then Magnussen, Sainz, Alonso and Perez will round out the top 10. So we will skip through, unless anything changes, which I highly doubt it, we will skip through to the loading screen for the race. And there we are, there's the end of the session. As I said, Gasly remained in P3. Everyone below Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Alonso, Magnussen, all shuffled up because they put on enters and went out for to see what they could do. But in the end, wasn't enough to get even close to Hamilton. As you can see, there was still like nearly 2 seconds off, like 1.5 seconds off. But yeah, so Gasly on the second row for the second time in a row, actually, believe it or not. He got P4 at Miami during qualifying. So Sebastian, all the way down here, 2 stops all round. Okay, that is interesting. That is very, very interesting. What are the hard tyres saying? Oh, that is a very safe strategy, though. What about this one? See, the tyre wear's not as bad as I thought it was, but let's just hang on a minute. Let's just go on to this one, because see, this one is 2 softs and a set of mediums. So let's just have a look at this for a second. I'm going to bin this thing and see where the hard tyres go. So if I do that, one stop is doable, but is everyone going to do it? That's the thing. Well, this is what I'm doing for Sebastian. Lap 36, from hards to mediums. And that's the strategy we're going to for him. We'll change it up if we need to, but I don't think that'll be the case. So there's that. So why do that if the one stop is doable? That's what I don't understand. But I don't think, honestly, I honestly don't think our car's got the pace to make the one stop work, the 2 stops, sorry, work. That's what I'm struggling with. How long do the mediums go for? Just out of curiosity. Ideally, it's going to be 31 laps. Doing this doing the 2 stop like this is going to require us to lean on the tyres a lot more. So if we go 25 there, and then 25 there, on 2 fresh sets of mediums, and you've got 16 laps on the soft tyres to just go like hell. But I don't know if that's the right call. Right. Okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the reverse one stop for Gasly. Do 30 laps on the mediums. Or 28. Yeah, no, 30 laps on the mediums. That's the safe zone. So we will stick to this strategy for the moment, but I will keep my eye on everything else going on around me, because if everyone else starts pitting, if I go down to here, so what are they saying the soft tyres? Lap 22, it was lap 25, lap 24 for the mediums. I'll see how things go. I get the feeling, though, that the AI are probably going to be doing the one stop, so we'll do this. Max out on the fuel. It's not going to be... It's not going to be a lot of fuel to play with, so... But, right, Sebastian we're not messing around with. We're doing the long game with him. But we are going to go deploy off the start and make sure he gets away well. Gasly, on the other hand, we will up his fuel. And then driving options, pace mode, attack, fuel usage, and deploy straight out the gate. See if we can get the jump on any one of the top two. I doubt it, but it's worth a try. So we'll have to play. We're sticking to our guns with Sebastian for definite, but Gasly, we're going to have to play it a little bit more by ear on this one, because I don't know how. The tyres are going to fare on this circuit. So let's go to the grid then for the Spanish Grand Prix.
A somewhat overcast day for the drivers, who've now taken position on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They're up in third position, tantalizingly close to pole. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. Will their hard work pay off today? This is it.
Right, there's the green flag at the back. 5 red lights to the Spanish Grand Prix.
It's lights out.
And we are away. So now, Gasly's got storm of a start. Verstappen's bogged down massively. And Gasly is challenging for the lead of the race. He's going to go round the outside of Charles Leclerc. Come on, go for it, Gasly. Why not? I'm going to leave him as he is. Sebastian, we're going to put back down to neutral already, and Leclerc's just held him off, but what a start from Pierre Gasly. He's overtaken Verstappen up into P2 of the Spanish Grand Prix already. What a start from Pierre Gasly. He very nearly got the lead as well. That is great stuff from Gasly straight out of the gate. So I'm going to leave him on push early on, just to see how he goes. Zhou's re-overtaken Vettel. Vettel's back down to P13 again, but wow, what a start from Pierre Gasly. He has been on an absolute roll lately. I cannot believe how well he's been driving. It's been amazing to watch. So he's going to follow Leclerc up through the last sector. We'll have a look at everyone else. So it's a fair mix again of the tyres. So all of us in the top 6 have started on the mediums. Hamilton's on the softs, along with Sainz, Stroll, Albon and Tsunoda. So they're guaranteed to stop. And then you got Ocon, Vettel, Norris and Ricciardo all starting on the hard tyres. So that's going to be an interesting one to look at. The hard tyre runners are probably doing the one stop for definite, but for us lot up the front, it's going to be interesting to see because I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on the laps to see when everyone else around me comes in, because if they decide to come in the early lap 20s, I am definitely going to consider switching to a 2-stop with them, because if I stay on the 1-stop, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold track position. But speaking of track position, just watching this, Leclerc is actually struggling to get away from Gasly. What is... I don't know, I think there's only like 2 other people I've seen online of actually using Gasly, but I think this is like Arva on his channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description so you can go and watch his Motorsport Manager or F1 Manager career. But he signed Gasly, and he in Alfa Romeo, which is a little bit higher up in Season 1 at the start of the season. But Gasly has just been absolutely unbelievable for me in a car that, I'm going to be honest, is the lower half of the top 10 at the moment, like tail end of the points. Gasly is up here actually fighting a Red Bull and a Ferrari for the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. It's actually like really insane to me to watch this. So it's just incredible what he's been doing. He's actually holding his own against Verstappen and Leclerc in a position that we want to get to, but realistically we're not there yet. But Gasly just doesn't seem to care. He's just going to go for it anyway, because why not? As they go up the hill onto the back straight, he's actually got DRS now. I've completely forgot it's lap 3. So coming up to the last sector, I'm going to put him on balance just to save his fuel. And you know what? We might as well just go for it. I don't see the point, and I don't see why we shouldn't. So we're going to go, as we go through these last corner, attack, push, overtake. Let's do it. Let's give it a go. See if we can overtake the Ferrari on merit. Sebastian's lost another place to Stroll, but it doesn't matter because we are watching Pierre Gasly overtake Charles Leclerc for the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. He's actually done it convincingly as well. I mean, yeah, DRS overtake, but still. Oh my... Gasly is actually leading this Grand Prix on merit. I can't believe it. It is so insane to think about for me. To see Gasly in a midfield car now actually fighting Ferrari and Red Bull on merit in this at the start of this Grand Prix. It's probably not going to be the case later on, but wow. It's amazing, absolutely amazing from Pierre. Leclerc, is he going to come back at him? Got him on push a little bit. He's switched from left to right. He's got his nose down the inside. That's the superiority of the Ferrari, and he's really forced Gasly out there. That was a little bit naughty from Charles. But then again, he was expecting to be fighting the Red Bulls, not an Aston Martin. So we're actually going to leave the tyres and the fuel alone. We're just going to get him on overtake. Use the ERS down the straight to get back in range. So long as we got the DRS off Leclerc, we're actually well protected from Verstappen. So there you go, back to neutral now at the end of the straight. And there you go. Verstappen's got to keep one eye in front and one eye behind him because Perez is right behind him. Meanwhile, in the background, I just saw the Mercedes are starting to get a bit frisky as Hamilton's on the move now. He needs to get on the move with those soft tyres. So, and then here we are, still within range of Leclerc. To be honest, though, with how things are, if Gasly could just stay within reach of Leclerc in the DRS, I'm pretty comfortable to just like leave him as he is, because they've got a decent gap to Hamilton at the moment. As you can see, there's the even with the DRS with Verstappen, he's just not getting close enough to Gasly to make any like real sort of move stick. And like I said, with Vettel, we're playing the long game here. He's surrounded by soft tyre runners, so he doesn't really need to make like any like desperate move or so.
Use overtake.
So let's give it another go with Gasly, see if he can make the move. We're on aggressive and overtake, and there he goes again, up into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Leclerc's probably getting a little bit hacked off now seeing this Aston Martin that should be nowhere near where he is, constantly all over the back of him and taking the lead.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained
And it's not just Leclerc either, because as you can see, he's got the two Red Bulls behind are looking at this thinking, what on earth is this Aston Martin doing here, and why is it so quick? As a team principal, I can categorically say, I have no idea how it's so quick. Because I don't think the car is quick. I think it's literally just Gasly out-driving everything. And I'm being 100% honest about that. This is literally just Gasly carrying the car to a place where it shouldn't really be. But I'm not going to complain about it. So, we go on to the back straight. We're going to use just a little bit of ERS to keep ahead of Leclerc. Back down to neutral. Now we've got yellow flag in sector 3 somewhere. Oh, it'll be sector 2. I just saw Williams drifting backwards. Just saw one of the Williams of Schumacher drifting backwards. Leclerc, Vettel, sorry, is still in this pack. Meanwhile, we're going to defend and go on aggressive with Gasly. See if we can protect ourselves from the Ferrari at the very least. Leclerc has a look, but it's not quite going to be enough as Verstappen, I'm having the V problem again, the VE problem. Verstappen gets close, but he's now left himself susceptible to his teammate who's having a look at him now. So this is going to be one of those races, guys, that I don't know what's going to happen at this moment in time. The moment in the background, as you just saw, Russell's re-overtaken Hamilton. And you got Sainz, Bottas, Alonso, and Magnussen rounding out the top 10. And then you got Zhou leading the group of Stroll, Ocon, Vettel, Albon, and Norris just slowly creeping up here. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg is holding off Ricciardo and Tsunoda. So, here as we just cut back, I left Gasly alone, and he has he's returned the favour to Leclerc, run him straight out wide, but Leclerc is not having it. He's not in the mood for Pierre Gasly. But unfortunately, Pierre Gasly is in the mood for Leclerc. So here we go again. Put him aggressive on the tyres. Overtake mode.
Ferrari advance the race position.
Yeah. Leclerc does get into the lead, but Gasly, he's got the DRS. And there he goes again. So now Leclerc is probably seeing as much red as what his car is right now. He is not getting any luck with Pierre Gasly. And just seeing in the background as well, Sainz has now moved up ahead of the two Mercs. So Russell, fighting his teammate, is just harming Mercedes' race at the moment. Especially considering when we're leading it, they're probably thinking, what the hell is going on here? Meanwhile, I just cut to Stroll. Yeah, there you go, Lance Stroll in his natural element. In the gravel, in the gravel. Can't handle the pressure of racing other cars. And that's given Sebastian another free position there. He actually gained one off Ocon, so Sebastian just holding his own. That's all I need him to do, really. So, and here's Gasly, just cut to Gasly being swamped by the Ferrari and the Red Bulls as it now moves to overcast conditions. The tyres are still holding up well on lap 8. I've been talking for 8 straight laps now. That's how that's how much has been going on here. So, defend, aggressive, just to get give Gasly a fighting chance against the Ferrari. It may be a bit of a long shot, but we're going to give it a try. Here comes Leclerc. He's not quite looking at the move there.
Yeah, take it easy.
Verstappen catches up. I nearly said Vettel again. I just caught myself. And Perez is just behind. So As I can see in the background, I think Hamilton's got past Russell, and there he is. He's up the inside of Carlos Sainz, but Sainz just has the pace to outgun the Mercedes. Meanwhile, Vettel just cut to him up the inside of Guan Yu Zhou, round the long right-hander. Zhou's going to have the line for the hairpin though.
That's it.
And then Zhou straight back down the inside. That's so annoying. But now there's Gasly on the back straight. Unfortunately, Leclerc may get round him here again, but I'm actually kind of okay with that. Round the outside goes Charles Leclerc. Gasly again going to return the favour and force him out. And oh, what the heck happened there? What happened there? Oh, multiple cars have crashed. Oh, the safety car's out. Oh, that dynamic just changed. No, stay out. Stay out. There's no need. It's too early for that. There's a McLaren that's involved. And it's Ricciardo. Oh, Ricciardo went straight on, comes back on track, and oh, he hits the Williams. Ricciardo locked up, went straight on, cut the corner, and ended up crashing into the Williams. So I wondered why Gasly stopped there, but I thought the game had one of its little moments, but no, Gasly actually slowed right down because the safety car came out. So that's not okay. I think the one stop just became a little bit more realistic, in all honesty. So now
We just need to charge up.
we're not going to fall too far behind here, so we'll cut through to the end of the safety car period. But the one stop now, I think, just became a little bit more realistic for all of us up front. And that's probably screwed over the soft tyre runners, because now they're not going to have as much time to build the gap they need to make the two stop work. So this has actually worked out fairly well for us in the grand scheme of things. So let's cut through to the... oh no, it's a VSC. I thought it was a full safety car. It's actually a VSC. So we've just lost... Oh no. We've just lost so much time to Leclerc, because I thought it was a full safety car. I didn't see it. Right. Standard. Full. Deploy. Oh, that's so annoying. And I think Vettel, yeah, I've dropped Vettel back without reason too. Ah, that's so annoying. I think my own complacency just threw this one away, guys.
We can push more.
VSC's ending, and I think now we're going to be sitting targets now.
DRS will be active.
I think we're going to be sitting targets now, guys. I'm not going to lie. That's a bit of a dum-dum on my part. Right, we just cut through to that 22, and all the soft tyre runners have just started making their pit stops. Us on the mediums have continued on as we are. Gasly has been doing really well. He's still in the fight with the Red Bulls. Leclerc, unfortunately, has gotten away by 6 seconds now, so I don't think there's going to be much we're doing about that unless a full safety car actually comes out this time and I pay attention to it. But, no, Gasly's still doing pretty good at the moment. So, the pit window is in 5 laps' time. And we're on 61% tyre wear. Oh, wait, Verstappen's just come in. Oh. Right, I've got to... Right, I've got to pay attention here to... Right, here comes Perez. But where is... Let me look at Verstappen. What is he on? He's gone to a second set of mediums. Right. That is the sign for me. That is the sign for me. Right. Right, let me have a think about... Yeah, right, this is a sign for me. Right, attack. All out attack on the tyres. And we're going to go... The fact that Verstappen's come in, that's the sign for me. So... I'm going to go all out on attack on the tyres because I want to see what Leclerc does, as Perez has decided to make this a little bit more difficult by getting his nose down the inside. As Gasly squeezes him out. Right, I've got to tackle Gasly because I want to see what Leclerc does. The fact that Verstappen's come in now. Now Perez is going to go around the outside. Right, where is Leclerc? Right. Let's watch Leclerc. Does he come in? Yes, he does come in. Right, that's the call. That is the call I was waiting for. Right, pit options. Pit this lap. Onto a second set of mediums. Confirm. Pit this lap. That was the confirmation that I needed. Right. Perez unfortunately got ahead of us in that mix-up. But yeah, everyone else on the medium tyres is coming in. Every one of them right behind us. So this was definitely the right call. Perez comes down the pit lane and... we're going to lose out to one of the Mercs. No! Oh, we just lost out to Russell and bloody Alonso of all people. No! Oh, that was not what I needed to happen. It's not what I needed to happen. Alonso's got ahead. Russell, Hamilton... Perez, Sainz is up the road now. So frustrating. So frustrating. So frustrating. So frustrating. Right. Well, Vettel has the leader. Leclerc's already come out, and he's still within the range of the race leader, Ocon. And Sebastian Vettel, who's with him as well. So, actually, when's Vettel's pit window? 9 laps. So, Vettel, I'm leaving to do his own thing. He's in an okay position at the moment. But meanwhile, I need Gasly. I need him to catch back up to these guys in front. There's no way. There's no way I can let them get away. Right, deploy. Deploy, 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 deploy. All the way down the straight. Go for it. But all these guys are going to fight ahead as Vettel has taken the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix, and Leclerc is going to go round the outside of...
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
As we can see on the replay, yeah. There we go. There was the three. There was what I thought was 3 wide. It was actually Vettel overtaking Ocon. And as you can see, Leclerc also gets alongside Ocon. So, Ocon has actually stayed ahead of the Ferrari, so that's okay. Gasly, unfortunately, is he fell back down the straight because he wasn't right in the slipstream of these guys. But the thing is Norris is still on the hard tyres and he's holding up all these guys, which has allowed Gasly, as you can see, to just catch back up to him. So. Meanwhile, ahead, Vettel doing a good job at the moment. Leclerc can't find a way round Ocon because Ocon's just getting the DRS off of of a Vettel, but Leclerc just said, "Never mind, I'll just make my own way through." So there goes Leclerc. So this is going to be a slam dunk now. This is going to be a slam dunk for Charles Leclerc now. Can't really do much about that. He is in a Ferrari, of course, and unfortunately Ocon is also going to follow him through. And there you go. One straight down to Vettel, drops down to P3. Gasly, meanwhile, has caught up to the back of this this group here. Hamilton's already gotten ahead of Norris, sorry. Russell also had a look along with Alonso, but so annoying, so annoying. I probably should have stayed out for one more lap so the pit lane weren't so clogged, but it is what it is, unfortunately. We'll have to just do what we can. So Gasly, it's going to be touch and go because Hamilton's going to pull away from Norris now, having gotten ahead of the McLaren on the hards. So let's go attack, bit of ERS down the straight, and back to standard.
Yeah, take it easy. Okay.
So just going to follow Gasly up and over the top of this hill. See if we can at least get him ahead of the
They'll come to us.
get him ahead of the Alpine at least. So now, as one Mercedes to the right, and Alpine to the left of the McLaren. Unfortunately, that's going to box us in. Oh, that is... So annoying. Now they're just going to pull away from me again because this McLaren is so slow. Oh, this is so annoying on so many levels. We were so good at the start, and now all of a sudden it's just falling away from us. I made that one error, and now, yeah, Norris is just going to swerve all over the place and stop me from getting anywhere near the Alpine or the Merc.
Okay.
As Gasly, well, he sticks his nose down the inside, so neutral, standard. As Gasly this time he's going to hang it around the outside of Norris, force Norris out and up into P10.
Looks like Aston Martin have
That was good driving there from Pierre. He did what he needed to do. As Norris and Russell are actually going side by side into this next section. So let's get on overtake.
Use overtake.
He's going to have the DRS, fortunately, so as will Russell on the Alpine. And that'll get us back up into striking distance of the Alpine. So that's quiet. Now this is the quiet middle stint of the race, guys. So we're going to skip away, let these guys run their race. We have got two, like I said, two cars ahead of us that are going to be coming in, so which are Vettel and Ocon, but we've got a ways to go before the next pit stop, so we will leave the guys to it for now. Let's see how they get on.
Let's take a look at the
And we've just had a thing through. Vettel locked up while fighting Ocon, who he came out the pits near, and has now dropped
locked up and gone straight
back
off.
to 17th. Sebastian. I said I had hopes for you improving, but I'm starting to question that now. So, at the moment, Gasly's actually gotten ahead of both Russell and Alonso. So, Gasly's having a stormer right now. He's back up into P6. He's still 2.7 behind Hamilton. So we'll see if these guys can catch up to Hamilton. Meanwhile, Leclerc, since my mistake, has been untroubled at the front. Perez is in second, with Sainz third. Verstappen fourth. Verstappen's lost a lot of pace from somewhere. I don't know what's happened to him, but it's a bit of a mystery there. Vettel's probably going to gain some of these places back because all these guys have got to come in again. Bar Norris and Ocon, so he'll get some places back, but again, I said Zhou, Albon, Magnussen, all these guys were coming in. He probably could have been up there, but unfortunately. Okay, lap 49 now. Everyone else is coming to the pits. Leclerc's already made his stop and come out ahead of us. That's how much pace he had. But everyone else behind us has just made their stops. I'm pushing Gasly out for one more lap because I don't want to get him held up in the pit stops again. So let's go across to him. I've put him on an all-out attack and everything. So let's get Gasly onto a fresh set of stops until the end of the race. So that'll see Gasly through to the end of the race. So hopefully we've got him all on attack, pushing on the fuel, because I just want him to get as much distance as he can. As there's Perez and Sainz in the background, but I want him to while these guys behind Hamilton, Russell, Ocon's caught up, Alonso's caught up behind his teammates, so let's say implement team orders here. That's going to be a massive bonus for us. We'll get ahead of him. And then Vettel has managed to climb his way back up to 12th now, so he's back to where he was. So it's not a total loss. That's not a total loss on Vettel's part, so in the meantime, there's Alonso. Ocon and Alonso, sorry. Alonso just got ahead of him. There's Russell. Gasly's now crawling down the pit lane so slowly. I don't think he's going to get ahead of Russell, but we'll see. Comes out the pit lane. Russell comes out the final corner. This is going to be close. This is going to be close. There's Russell. And there's Gasly.
Is that a new race
And
position
Russell
for
just gets ahead of Pierre. Can't really do much about that, but we've got all the fuel in the world now, so we can afford to push with both guys. Meanwhile, Vettel, unfortunately, has just lost the place to Magnussen.
Stop, lift and coast. Could be.
But he is on pushing, so that's going to be that until the end. That's going to be both guys are set now for the end of the race. Gasly, meanwhile, best of the rest again. He's gotten ahead of Alonso, who was held up by Ocon, which is much needed bonus for us. That gives us free rein to just focus on attacking this Mercedes. Once again, Gasly thinks about the move, but thinks wise to it. Doesn't want to get run out wide like he did last time with Leclerc. But we have the tyres, we have the fuel, and more importantly, we got some ERS back. So aggressive,
Push 4.
overtake. Ocon holding up Alonso is doing us wonders here. So now from right to left, from left to right, Gasly jigs both ways, and he close that DRS. No, he goes down the inside anyway. Yeah. He gets his nose in, but Russell unfortunately holds that one off. Gasly's still there though. Let's put it back on aggressive. I dropped it down to deploy by mistake as well instead of neutral, but we're still on aggressive. Run him out, Gasly. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. And there he goes. Gasly's up into P6 now. That's good driving from Pierre once again. Gasly versus Russell round 3 now, I think this is. Round 3 or 4, one of the two.
Let's take a closer look.
But let's have a look at,
this. It's Pierre Gasly.
as you can see, Gasly all the way up the inside of 3, down the inside of 4, onto the grass as well. Russell really was pinching him quite hard there to the apex, but Pierre makes it. Now up the hill, fortunately, Gasly's going to get a little bit of help here as he gets DRS off the back marker in front. But they're both going to get held up behind this Williams, who is... oh no, he moves out of the way, and Russell gets caught up behind. Oh, that is brilliant there. That's given us much needed breathing room from the Mercedes. So now we just need Gasly to just get on with it and try and push away while Russell is still held up, which he's not anymore. He's already ditched the Williams, so we've got a little bit of breathing room to work with now, at least, which is not too bad. Meanwhile, Vettel is still behind the Haas of Magnussen. Let's get him on the move. And there he goes, down the inside of Magnussen and back up into P10 now. Oh, Ocon's come into the pits for a second time, along with Norris. Okay, so they really weren't going to make that they weren't going to make the one-stop work then. I'm surprised by that. So now Vettel is in a legit battle for points now. Vettel's in a legit battle for points now, so this is going to be whether or not he can keep this into the line, because he is on the one stop, remember. Everyone else is on the two stop on soft tyres. So Vettel's at a massive disadvantage here, but their soft tyres are going to wear out a lot faster than his mediums, so that should bring it back into balance. Hopefully. Russell struggling to keep up with Gasly, actually. Gasly's actually gained some space on the Mercedes, so tyres are getting a little warm. You're all right, Pierre. You're all right for now. So we'll skip through a little ways and see where the guys stand a little bit later on. Right, going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. I've put Gasly on to pushing all out as he can to get the fastest lap. Meanwhile, I just want Sebastian to try and make this move on Magnussen for the final points position. Switch to deploy.
You can use energy. Use energy. You can use energy.
I'm basically just throwing everything at the Haas now, just to get just to get to Vettel ahead, and he has done. Right, he's on deploy, so I'm going to go balance on the fuel just to keep him, make sure he's still
Aston Martin with a great play there.
still got plenty of fuel. Leclerc has crossed the line. He has won the Grand Prix. Don't need to watch that. Meanwhile, Gasly, he'll come out of the final corner. And did he get the fastest lap? I don't know if he did, but with Vettel, we're going to put him back on push.
Take the pickup.
We're going to put him back on push, get him over the line. Just to get this one solitary point for him, get him something to smile about. He runs out of ERS out the final corner, but it doesn't matter because he does get P10 on the one stop. Great driving from Sebastian there at the end. He made up for his lock-up and he scored the point still.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant. Take all the pick up on the way in. Well done.
very good race from Sebastian. Gasly again, P6. My fault, we lost out earlier on at the start, but I think we probably would have ended up back down here anyway, so I'm not too fussed. But Leclerc, 3 wins in a row. He's getting back into the championship now. Verstappen gets second. As we skip through to the final menu, there you go. Gasly did get the fastest lap. So we had some decent pace in the car. Towards the end of that stint, we were actually pulling away from Russell before he had his spin and slowed everyone else up. So that's good good stuff from Pierre. It's a shame we don't get the fastest lap bonus anymore, but hey ho. So there you go. Leclerc wins his 3rd win of the season. Verstappen in 2nd. Perez rounds out the podium. Sainz, Hamilton, Gasly, Alonso, Russell, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel rounds out the top 10. So Vettel, he obviously heard me. He had his lock-up, but he managed to get back into the race. Fortunately, because everyone else made their stops, but he made the one stop work well enough to get the P10. So good from him. He now regains footing with Guan Yu Zhou in the championship, both on 7 points now. Gasly now moves ahead of Russell in the Drivers' Championship. So now he is 7 points behind Hamilton, 3 ahead of Russell. And it's now 2 points in it for the championship. 3 wins. 3 wins apiece for Leclerc and Verstappen equal podiums, equal number of fastest laps, but Verstappen has 2 more pole positions than that, but you don't get anything for pole position. Perez, 4 podiums to his name, still in 3rd place, comfortably ahead of Sainz. Sainz needs to start picking up at some point because he is dangerously close to Hamilton, who we are also dangerously close to, and then Russell. So P4 at the moment is looking like a tasty prospect, and then you got Alonso, Bottas and Norris rounding out the top 10 in the championship. Meanwhile, in the constructors, we gain on Alpine even more by about 3 points over the over Fernando and Alfa Romeo. Again, gaining ground over McLaren and AlphaTauri, who haven't scored this race, along with Haas and Williams. So we're looking good at the moment, thanks to Gasly. And if Vettel shows a little bit more improvement like he did in this race, we could be in a legit fight for P4 in the Constructors' Championship. So it's looking good for us, guys. It's looking very good at the moment. Gasly has definitely got the pace over Sebastian at this moment in time, so we're kind of leaning on Pierre a little bit at this moment in time. But as we go back to the main menu, so the memorabilia room has been refurbished, so everything is we're doing good at the moment, guys. We've only got a few days until the Monaco Grand Prix, the next race on the calendar. We'll have to see how the guys go around that. But at the moment, we're looking pretty comfortable in both the championships so far. As you can see, P4 in the constructors and P6 with Gasly in the drivers. So Gasly showing a lot of potential now that he's out of the Red Bull family prison system of development drivers. He's actually being allowed to show what he can really do. And I've been very impressed with him. If I hadn't have botched that, he probably could have been nearer to the podium, but I don't think we... Despite the way he was going realistically, I don't think we were on for a podium. But his driving that race absolutely just solidified that we made the right call in signing him. He's been absolutely brilliant so far. So, for now, guys, if you did enjoy the episode, do feel free to leave a like and a comment. It helps with your feedback and the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these videos. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing, and I will see you next time for the Monaco Grand Prix. Goodbye.